It's show day eve. It is 6:30. So I'm just getting up. I'm actually going to take my supplements. I just sent my photos, my check-in photos to Casey. Not really, I'm just kind of waiting to see what we're going to do as far as food today. The only thing that I was told was to avoid vegetables because you don't want any bloating or anything like that. So I'm actually going to try to wait, hold off on eating even though I'm starving right now. So I'm probably just going to drink some coffee and water and supplements and then just kind of wait for further instructions. So 6:30, we'll see how long I last. Just taking a bit of a work break. I needed a cup of coffee, so had that made. I am already showered and exfoliated and shaved, so I'm ready for my tan. I have to leave here this afternoon. I'm gonna go pick up the kids, and then we're gonna go get some stuff for Father's Day, because Father's Day is on Sunday, so we're gonna get stuff for Denny for his Father's Day gifts. And then come home, hide the gifts, and then head up to Charlotte to get checked in for the show tomorrow and then drive back home. So it's only an hour and a half drive for me from the house, so I'm not staying in a hotel. Originally I was gonna stay at my sister's. I'm not going to stay there either. It's just easier for me to just go ahead and drive up and drive back. All my stuff is here, my food's here, my makeup. I don't have to worry about packing it up. I can just go ahead and do everything here at the house. So that is the plan. And I will sleep better in my own bed than I will somewhere else. So anyway, I am all done up, as you can see. I used to be that girl that would go to check-ins with the pineapple bun and no makeup and in sweats and stuff like that. But y'all, who do you think's judging you? The judges are there at check-ins. So it's actually Casey that was like, you need to show up looking presentable. I mean, you don't have to be like full on show day makeup, but you should look presentable. So I went ahead and did my face, and just went ahead and did just a little bit of a neutral or a natural glam kind of look. I'll go get checked in and then just to come home and wash it all off and get tanned. So I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna go back and drink my coffee I just made, get some work done, and then make my third meal, my lunch, which will be chicken and rice. It's already had some cream of rice this morning with egg whites. I just had, not too long ago, rice cakes with almond butter and egg whites and ground turkey, extra lean ground turkey. And so chicken and rice for lunch, chicken and rice for dinner, and then some more cream of rice with bananas and blueberries later this evening. So anyway, that's it, and catch y'all later. Okay, so I drove 90 minutes to Charlotte and got checked in. I'm climbing into the car right now, and there's someone with their lights on right now, so you can see great lighting. I am lucky number 60. Anyway, so I'm all checked in, ready to go. I now have to drive back home. It's about a 90-minute drive. Getting here wasn't too horrible. Had some traffic, but not a big deal. So anyway, gonna go home, gonna eat my last meal, and then get tanned. Yay! So anyway, oh, the lights went off. I'll check in with y'all later. So I just did my first coat of tan. Yeah, you're not gonna see much more than this because, yeah, I'm not wearing anything. But passing time, I did my toesies. Yeah, my feet are ugly and I'm too cheap to get a pedicure. Good morning. It's show day. We made it. So I have just done my top coat of tan. Denny actually did it this time because I was a little streaky from last night and I just don't want to, chance anything. So I had him do my top coat and now I am going to eat. Casey, I checked in with Casey, did FaceTime with her, and she's really happy with where we're at. Gave me some macros to eat between now and 7. So it's 6 o'clock right now. I'm gonna go ahead and eat because I'm hungry. She's like, you're really tiny, we need to fill you out, which is great, which means I'm gonna be eating a good bit today, which is weird because I actually prefer kind of being on more of an empty stomach on stage. We'll see. I'll do exactly what she tells me to do. Tan is looking pretty good. We may have to do another coat, which we'll do at 10 o'clock. And I'm not leaving here till about 11:30 because I don't have to be at the venue till like 2. And it's an hour and a half drive. So I figured if I leave at 11:30, that gets me there, even with traffic. 1:30 gives me time to get settled, find parking and all that. So anyway, I'm gonna go eat and I'll check in with y'all later. So I made it to Charlotte. I am an hour early, which is perfect. It gave me time to figure out where I was gonna park. And now I'm actually just going to eat some food and then walk to the venue, which is like 5 minutes. It's like a block away from where I'm at. I'm actually parked at where the host hotel is. So anyway, I'm gonna eat my rice and ground turkey and head over to the venue. Good girl, Luna. Good girl, get her walk done. I got sushi socks on. I look like a flaming hot Dorito or Cheeto or whatever. Now my tan looks ridiculous. And I know people will be like, I really hate that tan. It just looks so bad. Why do you have to do that?
I can talk about that on a whole nother post. But anyway, it is the day after the show. It is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day, especially to my baby daddy, Denny. Come on, heel. Come on. And yeah, so day after show thoughts. It went so well. I really shouldn't, I couldn't be happier. Actually, I could be, but I mean, there's always room to improve, right? So I got there, nerves were setting in, and I just, I wasn't intimidated, the nerves were hitting me. It's like, when you want something so bad and, hey, you're going to poop or not? Let's go. You want something so bad, but you just, okay, take a break. Okay, we back. Anyway, so I got to the show. I got really nervous, but I just kind of, once I got backstage, I just vegged out, turned on, put my headphones on, listened to some music. I couldn't listen to my playlist too long because the show moved quick. And I did this show, so I did the show history. I did this Victory Classic show 2 years ago because I needed to qualify in order to compete at Masters Nationals in 2019. And I was in peak week actually for Masters Nationals. Now, to compete at the Masters level, you just have to step on stage. You don't even have to place. And that could be up for debate. I know for Open, you have to place top 2 in order to be nationally qualified. But to do Masters Nationals, you just literally need to do a show. And I needed to do the show. My placing did not matter. But when you go in to win. You go in to do your best. And I was already in peak week for Masters Nationals, which I wanted to look better for that show than the Victory Classic show that year. So I was still water loading. But it was my worst placing ever at a local show. Well, prior to, 2013 where that was a whole other ballgame. But anyway, so it was my worst local placing. And honestly, I was not ready for Masters Nationals that year. But I came back and got first call-outs. I went from last call-outs to first call-outs at North Americans. Still didn't place, but I got 6th. So I went from last place to much closer to first at North Americans. Well, anyway, so I guess you could say I had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder or something to prove. Sorry, poop bag, for this show in this year. So I wanted to go in and basically just win it all. And I was so happy that, first of all, my master's class, the last time I competed at Masters last year, and granted it was 2020, and we all know that what kind of year 2020 was, I was the only one in my master's class. So I got first place. But this show, there were 9 women in the Masters 35 class, and it was stacked. I mean, y'all, I used to poo-poo on the Masters people, like, oh, those old people, like, I'm going to hang with Open people. Let me tell you something. Masters, I'm eating my words, Masters is legit, okay? Muscle maturity, how these women look after years of lifting. Shoot, how I look now versus how I looked 5 years ago, it's a night and day difference. It really is. And it was a stacked Masters class. And so when I got first call-outs, I was thrilled. They called my number first. And it's interesting because usually they'll just call it in numerical order, who they want out first. But what they did is they called out who they wanted in the first place spot first. And so they called me out for that. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. And I held center the entire time. There was definitely some shifting around, but I stayed on the one spot, and I was just thrilled. I was like, holy crap. They had us walking to the back curtain and all of that, which was, I'm so glad that Laura had me practicing that. Yeah, so really excited about that. So then comes open. So open is basically the spring chickens, as I like to call them, because they are younger, and you have to, anybody can compete in open. And that's where it does get a little cutthroat. And I want to say there were maybe 7 women in my height class. I was in class C, which was the largest class there for open. Come on, heel. And so I was in the largest open class. And again, got called front and center, first call outs, and held center. And actually they had the top 3. They dismissed us off the stage and then kept the 4th and 5th place women to place the other girls, which is great. I mean, actually it's good because it means they really are judging so people can get feedback and know what they can work on, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of have to switch arms on my camera once I drop this poop back off because my shoulder is getting tired. But anyway, so I got front and center, and then I thought maybe they were going to call us back out to do more judging, and they said, no, you're done, just hang out here till finals. They had a 10-minute break, and then we went right into finals. So now the interesting thing was for prejudging, we actually did not do our routines. Usually what they'll do is they'll bring everybody out in the class, and they'll do a quick, front pose, back pose, go off. And then, at least at nationals, they go off and then they have you do your individual routine. And then you come back and then they do prejudging. Well, they didn't do that this show. And I think it was because they're just trying to get everybody in and out. So they basically did comparisons up front. So they brought everybody out, pulled us to the diagonal. We did a front pose, back pose, pulled us to the diagonal. And then prejudging started, call out started. So there was no individual routine until finals. At finals, you did your individual routine, which I actually kind of stumbled on. I'm like, God bless it. But I'll get to that in a minute as far as my posing goes. So won my master's class. I was so excited about that. And it's literally when they call out the top 5, and you're literally just standing there like, please don't call my number, please don't call my number, until first place. And it was kind of sad. I was by myself. Although in the overall, I heard someone cheering for me, go number 60. And I was like, who's that? Thank you. So whoever you are, thank you. I heard you. It was very motivating, and it helped me. Okay, I'm switching arms because my shoulders get tired. It helped me. It really did. And so we did, then we did the overall. So I won my class for masters, and then I won my class for open, and then pulled up for the overall. And again, you're kind of waiting to hear your number for the overall, and I didn't. And congrats to the overall winner. This wasn't my day, but it was fine. So I went backstage, kind of dropped off I grabbed my phone because I wanted to take notes somehow, and I went straight back outside, and because the show I knew was over, and went to the judges. And I'm telling you girls, if you are competing and are taking this seriously, yeah, you can wait and send an email later. But I'll tell you, there's nothing that means more, not only to the judges, but just in general to you, than to talk to the judges in person. Because a lot of times they will, they will hype you up. And I was hyped up after talking with them. I talked to 2 of the judges, the 2 center judges, the head judge, and then I guess like the co-head judge or his supporting or whatever. But they were extremely complimentary. Said my presentation was flawless. We love your look. They said, do not get any leaner. If anything, create more shape in your glutes and hamstrings. Tighten up. I know exactly what they want. And Casey and I were both in agreement. We're like, yep, that's exactly what we need to do. They were like, for the overall, they're like, look, it was close. It was really close. And we really probably could have gone either way. Heel. So But they said the other girl just had a little bit more shape in her glutes that you could see. That just means I have to tighten up a little bit more. So, but they're like, do not get any leaner. So, yay, that means I don't have to do as much cardio. But it was really great feedback. Now, when I was talking about the posing, I think I could do better. I need to practice holding the poses longer. I need to practice judging. I need to practice just the overall, because I was shaking on stage. I'm not used to holding those poses for that long. So that's something between now and Masters Nationals, that's less than 5 weeks now. 4 weeks, 6 days. No, 4 weeks, 5 days. I don't know. It's coming. Less than 5 weeks. But I am going to do, hold on. Yes, good. I resumed my watch. Okay, I have to switch back to this arm because I am, okay. So anyway, I think for my posing could absolutely be better as far as from the comparison standpoint. I need to really just repetition, do it all the time, every day. Dedicate 15, 20 minutes. So now that I don't have as much cardio to do, I'm going to replace that cardio with posing practice. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold myself accountable because that becomes an afterthought to me. You know, I always focus on the diet. I focus on getting the cardio done. I focus on all that stuff. And I'm telling you, the posing is what it came down to. My physique is there. It's pretty damn close. But lots of great compliments. Friends that I know. Daniel, Quattlebaum won the overall bodybuilding award, and he was very kind. He's like, girl, you look like a pro up there, and just warmed my heart. So thank you, Daniel, and hopefully I earned that. You know, it's something you don't just get given. It's not something that you just get. You got to earn it, and so I got to put in the work to earn it, and I'm going to do it. So anyway, those are my post-show thoughts. So today is Father's Day. Last night I did not do any binging or anything like that. I didn't do any huge treats. I kept it pretty light going into the show. I don't like to eat a whole lot show day, which is good. So Casey had me keep it pretty light, which is perfect. When I left the show, I literally had 2 cold chicken tenderloins that I had in my bag. And honestly, I just munched on that because I was like, I need to eat something because I had a 90-minute drive to go home. So I ate those my little chicken tenders, and filled up my water bottle, drank water. And then when I got home, my husband had sushi, which you'll probably see a picture. I'll probably include a picture of that. But he picked up sushi because I was like, just give me some sushi. Like, I don't really want anything crazy. So I had some sushi. And then for my dessert, I literally had a caramel rice cake with some Bomar butter on it. And that was it. That was my evening. Oh, I did have a margarita. Denny makes the best margaritas. So I was like, oh, make me a margarita. So I had a margarita, and that was absolutely refreshing. Did not last very long. But Casey originally was just like, okay, just have a free meal, and then I'll get you macros for tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, you know what? No. Go enjoy Father's Day. Go enjoy a meal with the family for Father's Day. I want to fill you out. So I'm still not going to go crazy today. I'm still going to probably keep it pretty good I'm probably going to enjoy myself for like a nice brunch. But otherwise, I'm going to probably stick to my show macros. And then I should be getting a plan from her today because I think she's heading back from Chattanooga. But huge shout out to Janelle Warner on Team Boss Bodies. She earned her pro card at Junior Nats yesterday. Oh my God, I'm so inspired. I was watching her videos on Instagram. And like I said, I've told you, you're like, well, I thought you said you were on Instagram. I get on occasionally, and especially because, Junior Nats is a big deal. And I wanted to see Janelle. Girl, her walk was a vibe. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to channel my inner Janelle at this show today. And I did, man. I did her little strut thing going out there. I was like, get my inner Janelle going. And it worked. So I gotta channel it a little bit better, I think. Especially on my walking to the back, because it's probably the killer for me. We're gonna get there. So anyway, I've talked long enough. This video is probably gonna be long, But I appreciate you guys following my journey. Please subscribe to my YouTube. It is something fun for me to do. It is kind of like my little diary. It's like my little woo-saw place. I don't do much on social media just because I get in my head when I do. When I see other things, other people, I compare myself. And you know what? When I'm not there, I focus on me. And honestly, it's paying off. I know it is. First of all, I'm more focused in other aspects of life. I mean, not just competing. I mean, that's important to me for a hobby, but I'm more present with my family. I'm more present with my children. I'm more present with my friends. I'm more present at work. So it just has helped me. So anyway, I've talked long enough. I hope y'all enjoy this and keep following me for my journey. I've got some other videos planned, not even just competition related, just some other things that hopefully inspire you, because that's what I really want to aim to do is show you things that have inspired me to do what I'm doing. And I'm not saying you need to do bodybuilding, but just find a way to be inspired. Do something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel good about yourself, because, you know, sometimes we say, well, you don't be selfish. You do have to be selfish, because the thing is that when you're selfish, you sometimes, you're not all the time, but you know, when you take care of yourself, you're better for your other people. You're better for your friends and your spouse and your significant other and your children. So doing some stuff for yourself is not a bad thing. It's just, you know, you just kind of have to channel it and focus and know when it's important. So anyway, that is it. I hope you'll have a wonderful Father's Day. God bless all the fathers out there, mothers. Spoil the dads today. You know, go ahead and turn their clothes right side out for them and pick up their socks that they leave around the house. Is that just me? Is that just my husband? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. With love. Bye, y'all.